Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Lucy, the Eternity She Wished For. This is a visual novel released in February 2016 by Modern Visual Arts Laboratory, a Japanese company often abbreviated to MVisLab. It is available on Steam for $10, and as far as I know, this is MVisLab's only visual novel. There is voice acting, but only one of the characters is fully voiced, so I'll be reading the remainder. And the developers instructed all recordings and Let's Plays of this game to stop after the in-game date of October 19th, as to not show any spoilers that would be best seen on your own. So without further ado, let's begin the journey. Sweet achievement. So we get a sense as to what this visual novel is about, considering the laws of robotics have just been presented to us. I just want to close my eyes. The thought enters my mind as I walk down a busy street. All the brightly lit digital billboards and neon signs, covered from top to bottom with 3D holograms, emitting various ear-splitting sound effects. They're all giving me a headache. I feel like I could collapse at any moment. This is the display of the IT superpower, Korea. The constant and in-your-face technology underlines our nation's claim to fame. There have been many drastic and all-encompassing changes in the last few years. And being a person who cherishes nature, I despise these changes. That is why I just want to close my eyes. Blinking doesn't change anything. Everything appears even brighter than usual. I might just be feeling a little off. Maybe it's the weather. I decide to take a shortcut to avoid being overwhelmed. It's a place that will take me away from the blinding lights. I've chosen to take my secret path home. I finally breathe a sigh of relief after managing to escape the chaos of downtown. I half expect ghosts to pop out at me as I make my way through the shady park path. The buildings nearby are all filthy and worn down, with only a few inhabitants around. It seems that I haven't fully escaped all the noises from downtown. The industrial noises from factories and construction work continues to ring in the air. But that's fine. At least my eyes can take a rest. A massive building on the side catches my attention. K Robotics Company Limited. That's probably what it would say on the main gates. Although I've never cared much about this place, I've at least heard of it. They've put out various models of robots which are renowned worldwide. I see them on the news quite often. My classmates are always talking about them. They are especially amazed about their androids. Personally, I don't know much about robots. In this generation, it's impossible to stay away from technology, whether I like it or not. I don't particularly care much about it, though. I'm the kind of person who prefers analog clocks over digital, yeah, same. Pianos over synthesizers. Acoustic guitars over electric. And finally, real people over androids. I turn my attention back to the sidewalk. I continue towards the hidden path leading to their junkyard. Naturally, this is private property, so no one is allowed to enter. But this is nothing for a troublemaker like me. Here it is. The graveyard for all their failed experiments. In the past, I've seen small tin can-like robots scurrying around and taking apart various objects. Only the more costly parts are recycled, while the cheaper ones are turned into scrap. Everything here is automated. There isn't anyone actually watching over the place. Just a guard robot and several worker robots silently carrying out their duties. If spotted by the guard robot, a siren is activated. I've personally never run into any trouble, though. After all, robots are fundamentally stupid. Even with the guard robot, as long as I'm a bit careful, I can sneak by without issue. This is where that big company dumps all their stuff. I heard you can find some real goodies from time to time. Only if you're lucky, that is. Pretty sure that guy from my class told me something along those lines. I've already scoped this place out on previous trips. I've never had a good find, though. Guess it's just my luck. Or I can't tell what's useful or not. Probably the latter. Since my familiarity with robots is quite poor. Whatever. I didn't come here to hunt for treasures anyway. This is only a shortcut home. If I walk straight through the middle, I can shave off almost 10 minutes. The reward outweighs the risk. If only I could just ignore the loud noises and the no trespassing signs scattered all over the place, though. I have no reason to care about the piles of scrap around here. As usual, I quickly make my way through the junkyard. Huh? However, today was a little different. Something had caught my eye. A faint figure in the distance. I can't be sure, but it looks like a person in a place like this? A woman. There appears to be an unconscious woman lying on the ground. She's not moving. Maybe she's hurt somewhere? Or something worse? I start to grow a bit concerned. Had I just stumbled upon a crime scene that might end up on tomorrow morning's headline news? I have to find out what's going on. I'm going in for a closer look. I dash towards the fallen maiden to lend assistance. But wait. It appears that I was mistaken. It wasn't a woman that was lying on the ground after all. I was fooled. But something strikingly similar. Two eyes closed tightly shut. Sparkling silver hair. From afar you could mistake it for a person. Its features are almost lifelike. An android. That's what was lying here. Useless piece of junk. Don't scare me like that. I've never actually owned an android before, though I've seen quite a few around me. They say that an android is nearly indistinguishable from a person from just a glance. That's how advanced our technology has become. To prevent confusion, androids are imprinted with serial codes. Each model has its own unique number. I spot the android's code located near its belly. I blow off the dust to get a better look. It reads PIM001. Number 1, with a design that I've never seen before. Maybe it's a prototype. It looks brand new. If so, then what's it doing there? Maybe this was one of the failed experiments. It's caked with dust from head to toe. All in all, it's a pretty sad sight. It also hasn't moved a single inch. It looks like it's out cold. Hey, wake up. Curiosity gets the better of me. I decide to test it out. I do know that voice recognition is a standard feature for all androids nowadays. Assuming everything is working properly, it should respond to my voice. No response. Hey, say something. Still nothing. Come on, they're gonna cut you open at this rate. I deliver a light kick to the robot's leg. Upon contact, it starts to show a sign of life, accompanied by a collection of bleeps and bloops, the arms being to spasm. Its movements are quite rigid. The scene looks like it was plucked straight out of an old sci-fi film. It's probably running on reserve power. I guess it's still got a bit of juice left. Its unstable movements start to make me feel a bit nervous. The light in its eyes have yet to return. I begin to spot a pattern in its actions. It looks as if it's greeting me with a wave, trying desperately to keep my attention. I glance around. I hear a screeching sound nearby, the sound of metal being crushed. It's probably those little robots doing their jobs. I can tell they're close. They'll probably reach this place in less than 10 minutes. And shred this android into a million pieces. Its existence will soon come to an end. I kind of feel sorry for this thing. I begin to sympathize with the robot, because I realize just how much trouble it was in. Despite being dusty, it's still in a pretty good shape. With a bit of cleanup, it would look good as new. If it had been thrown out, it would surely still have been in service. I wouldn't know what this robot was made for, but I wonder why it never saw its debut. All of the labor used to create this robot will go to waste. All of the sweat and tears poured into the creating of this robot will go down the drain. All of the cutting-edge features it could have offered will never be realized. And as far as I could see, with a little bit of tinkering, it just might become usable. Half of me is staring at the robot in pity, and the other half is calling me an idiot for doing so. It's not like I really need an android in the first place anyway. I've never liked them. For me to actually keep one at home and use it, it's unthinkable, to say the least. And more importantly, I don't know how my father will react to this. I prefer classical music over rock, classic literature over pulp fiction, and finally, humans over androids. Let's face it, I have no use for an android. Eventually this robot will be scrapped and recycled for new parts. It's just like how herbivores are eaten by carnivores for survival. Only the strongest survive, and that's the way it should be. Alert! Intruder detected! Damn it, I've been spotted by that guard robot. The most troublesome one. If I hesitate any longer, I'll be caught and taken away. I gotta go. See ya. With those cold words, I make my way out of the junkyard. There must be something wrong with me. Even while taking a great risk, I ended up bringing the android home. It's always been a bad habit of mine to act on a whim. I'm already starting to regret it. But I decided to take some time to clean the robot anyway. I'm really surprised though. It looks practically brand new now. I was nervous about cleaning it at first, because I thought using water might ruin its chassis. But then again, I would have probably just thrown it away if it broke down anyway. It doesn't look like there are any glaring issues for now. It seems like I've made the right choice of bringing it home. And besides, it wouldn't make sense for such a premium model to be not waterproof. That's not the only problem here, though. I can't figure out how to communicate with this thing. Hey, you. Its arms begin to flail. Show me a trick. Come on, anything? If you don't want to be thrown away again, just show me something. Don't tell me moving your arms is all you can do. If you don't say anything soon, I'm seriously gonna toss you out. Ugh! I let out an exasperated cry. This was no better than talking to a brick wall. This is why I hate machines. They're stupid. Especially the one in front of me, which in particular seemed to be a million times dumber than the others. I'm starting to get a little ticked off. Why'd I even bother with this thing? Don't do something you might regret. This old saying has never been wrong. Now that I think about it, it's probably operating under reserve power. Maybe it just needs a recharge. That might do the trick. I start to get up, but only to pause thereafter. There's another issue. Hey, where am I supposed to plug this cord into? I've never used an Android before, so obviously I wouldn't know. Maybe your nose? Maybe it was just my imagination, but its arms seemed to flail more rapidly. Perhaps it's trying to tell me that I'm wrong. I imagine the android with an electric cord up its nose. It'll be quite a sight. Somehow I don't think that's a logical place for a charging port. I would think the back of the head, or maybe the back, or, you know, the belly. Somewhere more central. Then how should I power this thing? I examined the robot carefully. Maybe I've missed something. Huh? It's starting to jerk its body from side to side. It seems like it wants to turn around. Is there something on your back? That's what I thought. Taking the hint, I glance at the back of its head. I squint my eyes. Could this be? Upon a closer look, I spot a small compartment at the base of its neck. I remove its protective lid. Inside, I find what look to be a number of input ports. Bingo. I guess I'll try connecting it to one of these. I drag out the cable from a corner of my room. Without hesitation, I plug it in.
Main system の起動成功
Finally, a response. It worked.
アプリケーション起動失敗
Huh?
電力不足システムのプロテクション起動中アプリケーション起動不可節電モードに移行警告所有者が登録されていません5秒後に所有者登録に移ります5、4、3、2、1
What the heck is going on?
正門確認一体何が始まるんだ正門記録完了
What? Hold on a second. I frantically latch onto the robot.
指紋確認脈拍正常体温
Say what now? I let go of the robot immediately.
視覚情報スキャン、視覚情報確認、イメージ登録完了。
It's doing a bunch of things. And I don't think it's about to stop anytime soon.
名前を登録します。所有者のお名前は何ですか？
What is happening?
名前を確認します。所有者の名前はなんだよ一体って間違いありませんか？
What do you think?
名前の登録失敗。繰り返します。名前を登録します。所有者の名前は何ですか？名前の登録
Come on, buddy, just state your
ステ
name.
ータス登録の保留完了。以上で所有者の登録を終了します。
And just like that, all was silent once more. It felt as if a tornado had just ripped through the scene. I gripped my head in frustration. I really shouldn't have brought this thing home after all. This is already the third time regretting it today. Why do I keep punishing myself? The robot is facing towards me. Its eyes still retain a vacant look. I wonder if this is supposed to be normal. But at least it has started to move. I decided to throw a few questions at it. Hey, I'm gonna ask you something, so listen up and try to answer. You can do that, right? Its head tilts slightly to the side. I suppose it can move more than just its arms now. It's not much, but at least we're making some progress. Let's do this. If I'm addressing questions to the android, I should probably talk to the android, yes? Then again, this seems like a very amusing option. Let's flip a coin, shall we? I always like flipping a coin for binary decisions. Tails, it's talk to myself then. Talk to myself? How? Last time I checked, no one else was in my head besides my brain. That's what you think, this is so meta. I'm not quite that far gone yet. Let's move on. Ah, I see. I see. Some choices don't really mean anything. Which is fine, I suppose. It's trying to tell a story. Let it tell its story. So, what exactly are you?
言葉の意味を理解できません。
Don't you have a name or something like that?
モデル名ルーシー・バレンタイン PIM001
Lucy Valentine. PIM?
Precision Instrument for Multipurpose PIM001 ルーシーは既存の特化タイプに反し、いつどんな状況でも所有者のお役に立てるよう数百種類のさまざまな状況を想定し考案された多目的アンドロイドです。いくつもの新技術が集約されています。
I see. Versatile. Latest features. I wasn't expecting those words from a piece of junk that could only move its arms up and down a moment ago. In short, your name is Lucy Valentine. The android named Lucy is waiting for my next words. Let's try taking a closer look. Oh, this is interactive. Looks as good as new after the wiping I've given it. It possesses an alluring visage and a slender figure. Regardless of gender, I have to admit that it truly is a beautiful design. I spot something on its left ear. A receiver? The robot has the appearance of someone in her late teens. I guess they were trying to model it after a teenage woman. I can tell that a lot of effort had been put into creating this android. It'd probably sell for a premium price. It'd be a waste to throw it away. Oh, I can examine specific parts by clicking on it? I take a closer... Oh, alright, sure. I take a closer look at the android's eyes. They're blue, and they look strikingly similar to human eyes. Well, they appear green to me. Maybe that's just my flux. As expected from technology one whole generation ahead of LED lights. Those eyes do look quite real. Suddenly the eyes shift over to me. Naturally I meet their gaze.
眼球形態の高性能カメラが2つ搭載されています。人間と同じ感覚で物を感知することができます。
Ah, is that so? The way those eyes moved was very unsettling. Like something straight out of a horror movie. I decide not to look at them again. They make me feel uncomfortable. Another thing to examine. I can't select any specific part, but that's fine. I take a gander at the robot's moist, glossy lips. Contrary to their appearance, they projected a harsh, robotic voice. Before advertising itself as a first-class model, I'd like to see if it's capable of changing its voice first. What's wrong with your voice? It sounds unnatural.
現在、音声関連のモジュールを使用しておりません。ルーシー・バレンタインは基本的に10種類の個性あふれる音声のプリセットを備え、各種イコライザー機能を内蔵することで、数えきれないほどの多様な音声を派生することができます。
So, basically you have 10 different voices. No reply. Why can't you use them right now?
ほとんどの機能は正常モードおよびプロテクションが解除された状態でのみ使用可能です。節電モードでは通常の 5% 未満に該当する機能しか活用できません。
Then how do I get you out of this power-saving mode?
最低 20% 以上の動力が残っていなければ正常モードに移行することはできません。
How long does it take for a full recharge?
0を基準に睡眠モード時には合計8時間、通常モード時には合計16時間が必要です。
I hope the electricity bill doesn't go through the roof. Can't believe I'm talking like a cheap housewife in front of a robot. That's just silly. Forget about power saving mode. What's system protection mode?
ほとんどの機能に制限があります。通常の 活動のためにプロテクションの解除が必要不可欠です。
Well, then how do I deactivate it?
わかりません。
Come again?
わかりません。何らかの必要性があり、ロック機能がかかっていると思われます。解除は望ましくありません。
What are you talking about? You're no better than a talking toaster right now. Do you really want me to throw you out? I'll have to take it to a repair shop first thing tomorrow. When does that place open again? I decide to take a look at the robot's ears.
音声認識機能で相手の音幅、音色、音程などを分析し、対象の気分や意図をあらかた把握することができます。
I haven't asked you anything yet. I take a look at the body itself. The shirt it's wearing is a little short, leaving out its midriff in plain sight. It's quite exposed overall. This model was probably created to attract male customers. I can't spot any curves in the chest area though. Not that I care or anything. Can you move properly now?
モーションを構成するほとんどの模造筋肉パーツが正常に機能していません。
Which ones are you talking about?
デルトイド、アンテリオート、デルトイド、ミドレット、デルトイド、ポステリオート、ペクトラリス、メジャー C、ダビキュラー、ペクトラリス、メジャー、ラテラル、バイセプス、メディアル、バイセプス、ラテラル、バイセプ。
Okay, that's enough. What planet did this thing come from? From now on, try to keep things simple. How are your legs? Can you move?
不可能です。
What a pain. I'll have to take it to a repair shop tomorrow. I think I'm starting to get the picture now. Let's do a little recap. First, the name of this android in front of me is Lucy Valentine. Second, according to the robot, it's actually a futuristic premium model. Third, as of now, it's no better than a talking tin can. And there you have it. The best course of action right now would be to take it in for repairs. It's going to be a lot of effort, but I guess it's not just such a big deal. If I find out that I can't salvage it in any way, I can just sell it off on the spot. I was already doing the android a favor by saving it from those robots at the junkyard anyway. It's not like I'll feel guilty about it or anything. Okay, time to find a place that can get you fixed. Speaking of repair shops, I've actually heard of one that's pretty close by. Some relatively new place that I've noticed on my way to school. It's an antique shop, but I've heard that they also often deal with robot repairs. They also don't seem to charge a lot, and many say that they're the ace in business. I'll pay them a visit tomorrow. Now, to decide when I should go. I guess morning would be best. Yep, sounds good. I'll leave the robot with them in the morning and pick it up on my way home from school. I'm done with my questions. Try to save up some energy for tomorrow.
5秒後に睡眠モードに入ります。5、4、3、2、1。
As soon as I finish my sentence, with a sudden hissing noise, the robot grows lifeless. I groan as I reach out to catch its falling body. I carefully place it against the wall and straighten out its clothes. Whew. I'm totally drained. I hope tomorrow will be more peaceful. May the 3rd? Is this a flashback or a premonition? Well, nevertheless, a day has passed, so I think I'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching. That was Lucy, The Eternity She Wished For. It is a visual novel available on Steam for $10. It is very aesthetically pleasing, and it presents a story about an android, and whether that android has a soul or rights or not. I am very intrigued. I am very much looking forward to continuing reading this. I apologize, I wasn't on my A game today, so to say. Be advised that as soon as the in-game date reaches October 19th, I will stop, as that's where the developer has instructed me, or Let's Players in general, to stop recording, as to preserve the story for other readers. So please consider buying the visual novel on Steam if you are at all interested. It is very good so far. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo!